You can now block international calls to prevent scams, but actually what we want is for them to become like virus. Watch on and then you understand what I meant. So, back in Feb last year, Minister of State for Home Affairs Sang Xie say that they are getting more aggressive fighting against scams. And one of the measures that will be implemented will be the option to block international calls and SMS. And there, when can I marry her? She's so pretty, so capable. Yeah, and we all forget about it either because 2023 is 100 years ago or we all just want to marry her. But as of now, option to block international calls is available. You see, in the past, whenever we see an overseas number calling us, we just avoid it. Not because it's a scam, but if it's an amor, then I won't understand the essence. I scared. But many are scammers. So with us knowing that, scammers upskill and instead call internationally but spoof their number to look at a local number instead. So from April 2020, all numbers that are will have the +6 prefix. This means if a number has a +6 prefix, it's someone from overseas trying to pretend that he's using a Singapore number. Okay, so now we avoid +65 numbers and then some scammers still somehow manage to spoil numbers with the +6 since last year. So in order to prevent scams, we can now block overseas number. So this seems that we are going back to the first stage, but it's actually useful for old people since they might not look at the number and then just pick up any calls that come in. As of now, all 4 telcos in Singapore have the option to do so. You can check with your telco on how to do that, but you can usually do it with their app. Or if your elderly parents has no internet, then throw away the bill and buy a phone with internet for your parents, you bodo. Or if your elderly parents' phone has no internet, can call their helpline to activate. It's free and you can set different options like disabling it when you're overseas. However, you cannot just choose a country to block it. Now, by mid-2024, you can also block international SMSs. So, will this work to reduce scams? Yes and no. You see, over the years, the authorities and organizations have been coming out with many innovative ways to reduce scams. Like the locking funds for banks, the blocking of side-loaded apps for bank apps, and the likely scam SMS sender thingy. Anti-scam alerts are so in the face that instead of seeing a handsome police officer telling you not to steal, you see some dude telling you not to believe. But still, scams are still as common as people walking and smoking in front of you. No matter how you try to scam, you still encounter them and they are always one step ahead of you. But it might seem like it's not working, but it can eventually. We might eventually reach the stage of the complete elimination of computer virus. If you have lived long enough, you'll remember computer virus, whereby they cause havoc. It's just like scams. People are tricked into doing something and their computers are hijacked. To some extent, it's still here, but compared to the past, it's not something that we are completely worried about. Because for that, between the virus and the system eventually won, and our operating system nowadays stop virus altogether through many creative ways. Because still will have virus, but not that much. Similarly, all these steps in Singapore could just be the multiple ways to eventually create an OS that will stop scams. And this might just be one of the ways. In the meantime, you can kind of update your antivirus software by knowing more about scams by downloading our app. Link in description. Our articles are also at scamalert.sg, so you can go there and read. In the meantime, if you think you learned something, consider subscribing. And also watch this video to be slightly smarter.